The updates from the Donald Trump-Elon Musk civil war continue to come, and they continue to make me so happy because the threats between these two men have not stopped. Ever since Donald Trump said that he was thinking about taking away Elon Musk's government contracts, we have seen Elon Musk lose his mind, go public over Donald Trump's involvement with Jeffrey Epstein, and now making another shocking threat against Donald Trump that led him to melt down in a phone call that was just released. We're going to get into it, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, before we can get into this shocking Trump call, which just revealed how upset he is right now, we need some context with Elon's latest threat that was broken down by Jen Psaki right here.
In response to Trump's threats, Musk now says his company SpaceX will decommission the spacecraft that the U.S. uses to shuttle people to the International Space Station. It's worth remembering also that Elon Musk's Starlink system has been used to provide internet in war-torn Ukraine. For better or worse, I would argue definitely for worse, the U.S. government has become reliant on Musk companies for some pretty important functions. And abruptly cutting off access to those things would have huge implications for both the United States and even the broader world. The alliance of Trump and Musk did huge damage to the U.S. government. There's no question about that. We will keep talking about that. But their breakup could do huge damage as well. Remember, Trump gave Musk the keys to the kingdom, both figuratively and literally, with that weird gold key. And even as Tesla stock gets crushed, we're still processing the many ways that Musk's vast business empire has enmeshed itself in the federal government. A new report from Democracy Defenders Fund that we're bringing to you again exclusively tonight details how billions in federal contracts have flowed to Musk's company SpaceX during his time in government. The report also shows how Starlink's fortunes have surged thanks to new rules allowing the State Department to promote it overseas, something we have also talked about quite a bit on this show as well. It also details how regulatory scrutiny into Musk companies basically evaporated, as cases involving Tesla, Neuralink, and other Musk ventures were delayed or dropped. That's definitely a help if you're the owner of the companies. And they describe how his social media company X has seen revenue rebound amid growing federal reliance on the platform. Of course they have. Of course, when it comes to these huge conflicts of interest, the White House has insisted the president abided by the law. Of course they insist that, saying Musk would have excused himself from overseeing anything that posed a conflict. But now we have this kind of volcanic breakup between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And one of the big questions now is, what will that breakup mean for Musk's businesses? And more importantly, what could it mean for the U.S. government and for the American people?
Nicole Wallace put it so perfectly yesterday when she was describing the nature of what is currently happening between Donald Trump and Elon Musk and what will continue to play out. This is just a moment in which these two individuals reveal what most of us already knew about them, that Elon Musk is only ever in it for his own greed, his own profit for himself, and Donald Trump is very easily bought. Of course, Donald Trump is going to freak out and turn on Musk when there's nothing more he can get from him. And of course, Elon Musk is going to turn on Donald Trump when he doesn't get exactly what he wants in the form of billions of our tax dollars. This was bound to play out this way. I'm just surprised that it happened so quickly, and it is blown up to this magnitude. And clearly so is Dana Bash, who spoke to Donald Trump and reported on that phone call that she had with him and the potential for an Elon Trump phone call, which seems unlikely at this point. And I want to take a look at the report on that call right here.
All right, we do have breaking news this morning. What is President Trump's latest thinking about his explosive feud with Elon Musk? Well, joining us now, someone who just got off the phone with the president. CNN chief political correspondent Dana Bash joins us now by phone. Dana, what did he tell you?
Good morning, John. Well, he said that he's, quote, well, here's exactly what he said, quote, "I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. The poor guy's got a problem." He said he won't be speaking to him for a while, but he said he wishes Elon Musk well. It was a short conversation. He didn't seem very exercised about it. And the interesting thing is, of course, the context of this is how many people who are in both men's orbits are trying to broker a peace deal, so to speak, and trying to get them to talk because of the concern about the fallout in so many directions. I mean, the blast radius from this fallout is really, really big and very wide. But right now he said he's not interested in that, and he's moving on. And in typical Donald Trump fashion, John, he, before I even asked the question, wanted to talk about what he wanted the storyline to be today, about the economy. He was talking about gas prices. He said he was waiting for the jobs numbers to come out, which I think is about 2 minutes from now. So as he has done his entire career, not just political, but since he was a businessman, trying to push out the narrative and push out the story that he thinks is the most advantageous for him, and he thinks that's the economy now. But, of course, we did briefly talk about Elon Musk, and the headline is he says he has no plans to talk to him right now.
Yeah, just to reiterate, again, because the story overnight has been a whole slew of people working to tone things down and to de-escalate. And he's telling you, I don't want to talk to him right now. And then he also threw that elbow saying that, the poor guy's got a problem. So, if Elon Musk is waking up this morning, he might be that, I imagine, as a new insult.
He might. He also said, I won't be speaking to him for a while, I guess, but I wish him well. He wasn't exercised. He didn't sound angry. He sounded, I guess, more resigned to where their relationship is right now. But he obviously is very well aware of the impact that this is having. And that's why I found it interesting that even though he seemed to try to put a stop to any speculation or, as you were saying, the entreaties from so many people for the two of them to make up, he was still trying to kind of shape the narrative about what is coming out of the White House. It's not an easy thing to do right now because literally the entire world is focused on this remarkable feud between the president of the United States and Elon Musk.
I will say that's 100% true. People were talking about it on the subway, on the sidewalks, everywhere I turned yesterday afternoon, noon, and evening. This has 100% focus. Dana Bash sharing her interesting morning conversation with the President of the United States. Thank you very much. We'll let you get ready for Inside Politics, which airs at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Now, I don't want to give either of these two any sort of credit, but it seems strange that Elon is kind of in the driver's seat in this relationship, that he's controlling how things are going. But right now, he kind of has the biggest advantage, at least in the court of public opinion, with regards to MAGA. We've been seeing so many MAGA celebrities speak out against Elon, and honestly, they rely on him a little bit more. X, Twitter, as that platform is driven by whatever Elon wants. These unfollowings of MAGA celebrities, Elon's refusal to retweet or engage with them anymore is a tremendous blow to this ecosystem that has propped up the lies of MAGA for so long now. It was vital, as Elon said, in the disinformation and misinformation campaign that helped Donald Trump win the 2024 election. They've already made that very clear. This is a huge blow to the MAGA media apparatus more than anything, and all the funding they get from Elon. That is a blow that no one is really talking about. So as this civil war rages on, it is only destructive to everyone involved in MAGA, and we just get to sit back and watch. That is so beautiful. That is why I would be thrilled for Donald Trump to refuse a call from Elon to refuse a call from Trump, because their fighting only hurts their collective movement even more. And that's great to me, because they were just on the brink of doing something incredibly destructive, which has not been covered nearly enough. And it's the involvement, the creation of a database with Palantir, which Jasmine Crockett broke down, a very scary effort. It's not getting nearly enough attention, so I'm glad she brought it up here.
5 months into the 119th Congress, and no one from the administration or DOJ has appeared before this committee to explain why they're invading the privacy of Americans. And the irony of it all is, during a 2023 hearing, I remember Chairman Comer stating that, quote, "We've witnessed big tech autocrats wield their unchecked power to promote their preferred political opinions. And now He and committee Republicans are here helping the world's richest man to do just that. They're letting him spy on companies competing for government grants, but worse, they're letting him spy on you, the American people. Look, we can all agree that incorporating emerging technologies like artificial intelligence into government operations can be effective. However, these technologies shouldn't be used to weaponize the government against the public. So I'm going to ask Mr. Schneider really quickly. Is it true that when it comes to any technologies, AI or otherwise, that they can be a double-edged sword?
I think of technology as power, and the more the technology enhances your power. And whether your power is for good or for bad depends on you, depends on how you're perceived. So yes, I mean, technology has affordances, and we know that modern technologies are kind of built for surveillance, make surveillance easy. I mean, this is the most complex, effective surveillance device we've ever invented, and we all willingly put it in our pockets every morning. So yes, technology can be used for both good and evil, but think of the people behind it as the wielders.
Yes, I absolutely agree, and I appreciate your answer. That's my concern. My concern is that these technologies will be used to weaponize the government against the public, because everything that we have seen out of this particular administration has been nothing short but weaponization. So let's talk about some of the things that this administration is doing. They've announced they're going to use AI to scan the social media accounts of students who disagree with their policies. They've threatened nonprofits and universities that are they're threatening their tax-exempt status. They've threatened journalists for reporting stories that are critical of the president. They are literally in court arguing to end birthright citizenship, and a lot of y'all think only immigrants are going to be affected by this, but this administration has already deported American citizens. In fact, in an interview with Time magazine, Trump said, quote, "I would love to do that. We're looking into it." Madam Chair, I'd ask unanimous consent to enter into the record an article published by ABC News titled, quote, "Trump wants to send U.S. citizens to foreign prisons. Legal experts
No objection.
Thank you.
This was originally a project launched kind of at the behest of Elon. One of his top Doge people, one of his former staffers, was involved at a high level. I don't know if that person will continue to be involved, as it seems like a lot of firings are on the way. Maybe Big Balls is out at Doge. Maybe all the Doge people are gone. But this hopefully is stymied by this civil war, because what a terrifying thing. And for Republicans to be speaking out against some, police state that they always come up with this idea of for so long, just happily going along with it, is crazy to me. But hopefully this gives us an opportunity to bring light to this really blatant attack on our rights and our privacy that Donald Trump and Elon Musk were engaged in. I'm glad that Jasmine Crockett's talking about it. I want to use this opportunity, this civil war, as a way to shine light on stories that aren't being covered, because in some ways this is a bit of a distraction from all the rest that is going on with Donald Trump's administration. So we're going to keep focusing on them, calling them out. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.